No,
Do you want to start off with
skunk monkey?
Skunk monkey? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Anne's sister Kathy lives in Odessa, Florida with her husband Jim and their 3 children. Odessa, Florida is on the, I'd say it's on the west coast of Florida, north of Tampa. Yeah. I'd say.
About an hour.
Yeah, about an hour. Okay. Yeah. So they live in Odessa, and they live in a development, but the development was new when it was built. I want to say maybe 20 years ago, but their backyard has always been right up against wildlife type of forest, thick, dense, original forest, swamp, the stuff they did not clear when they developed the land for houses. So they've always had critters coming out of there, some snakes, some owls, weird things here and there, but things that were certainly identifiable. Well, and Jim is a former Marine Corps sniper. Okay, so he knows how to shoot things from far away in low light with extreme accuracy. So certainly they were well protected. But they heard a very strange sound last night, and Kathy was texting it to Mom, and she was texting these video clips to her throughout the evening. Now, anybody here listening, I'm going to play these clips. They're very, very short. But if anybody knows what in the heck is making this noise, please let us know. Please put it in the comments, or please give us the name of somebody that might know. So I'm going to play the first clip, and you're going to hear Kathy saying, "Jim, I'm right behind you," because Jim has his weapon drawn into the forest right at the threshold of the back door. And Kathy's coming up behind him with the camera to try to record the sound. So you'll hear her voice, but then listen for, well, you'll know it when you hear it. Here we go.
Are you okay?
Okay, you can clearly hear the dog there as well. But that first growl was the one I'm talking about. Here's a second clip. It kind of gets it mid-growl. Then there's a dog, and then I have a third clip that's a little bit longer that has it growling a few times here. All right. So there were some dogs in there, obviously.
Hannah, hit the spooky button.
Do we have a spooky button?
Nope, that's not it.
Close enough.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Almost.
There it is.
So yes, it's pretty spooky. I was in bed, and Mom's coming in and said, listen to this. And I was thinking to myself, I don't know what the heck that could be.
Yeah. And Dad's our residential Bigfoot expert.
Yes, we know from the last show. I don't know if I established my bona fides.
Yeah, well, you go ahead and do that real quick.
I don't know if I actually have any to establish, but since I was a little kid, if there has been a Sasquatch documentary, at least a mainstream one that's been made, I've seen it. I was just actually watching something about the skunk ape a few weeks ago. And the skunk ape is the Sasquatch's name in Florida. Okay, so if there might be a different variant, they think. There's a northwestern kind of mountain one that's in the forests of the Pacific Northwest. Maybe he's a little bit different, or it could be a she too, obviously. In their hair morphology, or their height, or their build, because they're built for the colder mountain ranges and things like that. But there have been a lot of sightings in Florida, in the Florida swamps, of a thing that they call the skunk ape. It's a little bit smaller. When I say a little bit smaller, it's only about 7.5 to 8 feet.
Okay.
But still a monstrous Sasquatch type of thing. And it's called a skunk ape. Why do you think it's called a skunk ape?
Smells like crap.
Because it smells like a skunk.
Oh, really?
Right?
Comes out of the swamp, possibly.
Yeah, that's not it. It's actually not. So that's what I thought
It's
too.
just coloration?
Because the first one that was spotted had a gray streak, or like a whitish streak on top of its head, like a skunk. So it was all dark with this light streak, and it looked like a skunk.
Old man Squatch.
Old man Squatch. So they called him a skunk ape. And so skunk ape just kind of caught on. So they're clearly in Florida, where the skunk apes are. They're clearly in the. They have wooded areas, and this isn't just like a little green strip. I mean, this is some wooded swamp back there, and we've got some growls that I don't know what they are. I was thinking, first of all, big cat. First thing came to me.
Yeah, maybe.
But then I did some sounds for big cats, and I don't have them lined up because I wasn't ready to do all of this. But those have more of a it's part that's bigger, you know.
Yeah. My first thought, I don't know if you guys remember when we were at Kirkley, that was an elk. That,
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah. The stag.
The stag.
Stag,
Yeah.
Yep.
If you got
That was pretty
Oh, yeah.
freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you ever heard a stag at night? That's drop your
Yeah.
Because we thought there was something back there.
Yeah,
right?
we're like, oh, Bigfoot's back here, and we looked up stag, and we're like, oh,
Yeah.
those things sound like the devil.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
do. It sounded and these sounds too. And I'll play them again. They're just creepy. I mean, they really are a creepy sound.
You can kind of hear the vocal,
Yeah.
you know, like almost like
That's
as
why
it comes
it
off.
almost sounds like a dude on meth.
That's the funniest
But
thing
it's
I've heard
just
so far.
too,
is
yeah,
the
it's
bath
just,
salts out there in the
yeah,
swamp.
exactly.
It is. I mean,
Naked in the swamp, him and his whale buddy. Well, we'll talk about that for a second, because in the clip you might want to play it again.
There is a reply.
Yeah, there's like a woo woo woo, but like I'm not doing it right.
No,
Kind of like whale noise
there does
almost
seem to
afterward.
be. And I almost thought too that okay. So first I thought big cat on the first one, on the first clip we played. On the second and third clips that I heard, I go, okay, that's not a big cat. That's not. And then I listened to some samples. Then I thought alligator in heat. Because those things do grumble, and they do a
Really?
big. I go, "Rrrr." Now I'm not getting the exact tone because it's actually a B flat. I found out. I did some research this morning, and an alligator always growls, usually either in mating or trying to keep other males away. But it's always a solid B flat. It doesn't go up and down. It's always a straight flat tone, even though it's a grumble. It's a raw.
Gotcha.
Okay, so it doesn't sound like this. And if you listen to this thing again,
That's a little higher, right?
it goes up and down, right? So it's not keeping a flat pitch. It's actually moving back, and it's actually doing also. It looks like sounds like it has embouchure, which means it has lips that form around its sound that goes, can open it and close it in the mouth too. And so I thought bear, but I listened to a lot of bear sounds, certainly bears in Florida, and I can't find leopard, tiger, I can't spot it. Mom texted them to Mr. Heath, who's our resident Texas hunter and also a former Marine, and his reply was, I have no clue what that is, but it sounds like it shouldn't be there. And this went on for 45 minutes.
That was pretty scary.
This went on for 45 minutes. I mean, just imagine again, this sound going on over and over again in your backyard in the pitch black.
Yeah.
Well, the 45 minutes especially will kind of help you rule out the human aspect of it.
Yeah, because how can
Because
you
you
yell
have
that
somebody
loud?
that loud to where houses to the left and right are coming out saying, hey, what is that? Even if it was a human with kind of speaker technology that they were able to carry back there, say it was a prank. It's in a swamp. It's 45 minutes of it. It makes it very improbable.
Yeah.
Right.
And 45 minutes of yelling is a long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
In a swamp too.
Yeah.
like you're
Right.
Because that's full voice yelling.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's like-
I
yeah.
can imitate it, I think. Now, there's probably somebody at the University of Wisconsin that can study it and go, actually, no, your human vocal cords are missing something. Okay, fine. But I can simulate it probably close enough, as we all can. But my throat hurts just doing it a couple times already because it's very throaty. It's very throaty. And you're right, Joe. I mean, some guy could go be out there dragging out the equipment with the loudspeaker saying, I got some Sasquatch sounds.
Yeah.
Remember, I have this vendetta against Jim for some reason and Kathy, and I'm just going to terrorize them for 45 minutes.
But then why not 3 hours?
Why not 3 hours? And are you really going? And it's wet back there. It's all swampy.
Mosquitoes. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's something responding to it. And you want to get to that real fast.
Yeah, let's do
and then we
that.
can just talk about the whole thing. So I'm going to play this last clip again. You're going to hear the two target growls, and then listen in the background. First, you're going to hear more like a dog, but then you're going to hear something that's in a higher register that sounds more like the Sierra sounds, which are most people believe are the authentic recordings of Sasquatch talking to each other. It sounds like it's more in that pitch. Here we go.
I think that's the weirdest part
Right
right
there.
there.
Yeah, almost like a siren.
Yeah, it is. It is almost like a sign.
And that's
Definitely vocalized.
And that's
Yeah.
outside of the human range. I'm up in the falsetto range. You go, ooh, but like I'm
Yeah.
singing like Freddie Mercury there. That was a full voiced, high range, which sounds much more like your typical Sasquatchy sound. So, yeah, maybe there is some freaky devilish beast, and Godzilla taking out the bad guy. Sasquatch skunk ape to the rescue.
Yeah.
Protecting
and
the
he's going there to
swamps.
protect the swamps,
exactly.
right? Protecting
Get out of
the
my
families.
swamp.
That's right. That's right. The swamp ain't big enough for the both of us, boy. Again, I don't know what it is.
I don't know either.
That's
It
weird.
does sound humanoid, like apish, though.
The target sound.
Yeah, the first one.
The target one sounds like it's a human being
Yeah.
on meth, but it actually sounds. It sounds so much like a human that until it sends a chill up the back of your neck every time you hear it, and then you go, something's not right about this. Something's not human about this.
Yeah.
Something it's creepy only because it's so close to being human. I think.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Because that second sound, that doesn't sound very human.
It sounded like it was in a distance too, so it wasn't like they were next
right
to each
outside
other,
their
it was like
front,
maybe farther back in the swamp than
That second voice?
that
Yeah,
second
they were
voice
calling to
seemed
each
like
other.
it had it seemed like it was farther away than
I
the
agree.
first voice.
I agree.
So there was definitely some power behind it, if you will,
And some neighbors came out, and one neighbor came out and he goes, I can't take this. This is too scary. I'm going back in. The other lady was shining a flashlight back there, and Kathy was going, don't shine a flashlight back there. It's going to attract it.
Yeah.
And the lady said, this is like a horror film. I'm going in.
Yeah.
And so
Pretty typical.
yes.
There's always one person who's
Yeah.
like,
so imagine yourself.
I'm outta here, bro. Yeah.
Imagine yourself. You're there. Whether you have kids or not, you're there with your spouse, and you have 3 kids at home, and right outside of your line of where you can see, into the woods, because it sounded like it was right there. Now, whether it was 1 tree in or 2 tree in, it's probably a little bit farther back, but it was close. It wasn't miles away.
For a phone speaker to pick it up that loudly, it must be
That, and she was in the house, kind of just going over his shoulder. That's got to be close, and you're sitting there, puzzled over what it is, but also trying to figure out. You don't know it's going to stop in 45 minutes. You don't know how long this is going on. You don't know if it's going to charge your house. I mean, your imagination's got to be going crazy at this moment.
especially with no imagery to back up your sounds.
Right.
Yeah. Theater of the mind.
Right, exactly. Is it 2-footed coming at me? It's going to be 4-footed. Is there more than one of them? How do I protect the family? How do I get my kids to a safe? Do I dare go out the front door to the car because maybe there's more surrounding the house? I mean, you just don't know. I mean, all your mind is just reeling. And 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
It really is long to have to live in that state of fear and have the whatever, I guess it's adrenaline.
Yeah.
yeah.
Man. So
That's pretty freaky.
Anybody who has any clue what that is, please contact us. Please leave a comment.
No one has any clue what that is.
Well, yeah.
We need to send this to Mr. Ballin.
So, Mr. Ballin, you definitely need to tell the story better than we can tell it here on one of
exactly.
your shows. But Hannah, do we have any type of DM or a way for them to contact us directly on Instagram, or is that the best way?
Yeah.
Am I saying it right? DM?
Yeah, DM. Yeah. Direct message.
So direct message us. You'll be direct messaging Hannah actually on Instagram. Probably the best way to get in touch with us.
At the Man Hire Show.
Instagram, it's The Man Hire Show. Twitter is The Man Hire Show. Facebook is The Man Hire Show. And if you go to YouTube again,
Put it in the comments too.
Yeah, put it in the comments. If you're on podcast right now, there is a way to contact us, or just go to one of those other platforms.